Greetings and salutations. I'm your boy Kami, the Fated Saint, and this is Limited Series. Hallelujah. It's a good episode today. I was gonna throw myself off the balcony if I had to put up with another one of these episodes, but this is actually the best episode of the series. So, we're not gonna waste any more time. We're just gonna get right to it. So, let's dive into episode 4, Romeo and Juliet. We begin our episode with Cash coming to the secret gangrel tree fort of love, where Sasha has been waiting. Apparently she's been sneaking out to meet him here, so Julian won't know. Seriously, this scene is kind of sappy, but just look at their interaction.
Well, I was gonna leave in 5 minutes. You're lucky I waited. Cash, you don't have to play shy and sensitive with me. I'm all yours.
Look, I'm sorry, Sasha, but I can't stay. It's getting weird out there on the street.
Cash, you can stay a little while.
Aww. No. Go back to the other scene, crap. Well, here's the Brujah talking about killing a gangrel to Eddie. And they're plotting to find a way to instigate Julian into a war, I guess. He drops this nugget.
Too many years serving the prince. Julian trying to make all Kindred as squeaky clean as him. It's costing us too much business. We are not circus bears to Archon and Julian. They speak, we dance.
Apparently you are, because your entire clan looks like a bunch of venture douchebags. That's not how the Brujah are supposed to be. The Brujah are supposed to be anarchists. They're not supposed to be these corporate puppets that are sitting there worried about business and worried about their dental plan and their 401k and all of their benefits. I mean, really? Goddamn, we don't care about benefits. Discipline.
Although I would like stock options.
Did I mention the Brujah were my favorite clan? They're so horribly misrepresented. We should write Aaron Spelling.
Say the other thing.
Oh, the Ventrue.
That's right.
Anyway, yeah. The plan is basically to piss off the prince. Back at Cash's, he gets word of NPC Gangrel's death and orders Sasha back to Julian's place for fear of her safety. And over to Haven. Are we jumping around already? Anyway, the Brujah show up looking like a group of lawyers just getting off of deliberations. Julian is watching them like a hawk. Lily is there. Cash shows up, and imagine that. Sasha didn't listen, and she shows up as well. Julian talks about how much he worries about Sasha, and Lily is like, meh, I'd hit that. Not really, but it's just about as relevant as what she actually says. Sasha wants to dance, but Cash wants her to go home. He's afraid, but she kind of takes it as he's just being a dick, and so she's going to do what she wants to do. She decides to dance with one of the Brujahs for reasons. It goes well. Eddie comments,
Now we know what makes him angry. Now we have him.
Oh, yeah, because going after the prince's only living relative, that's totally a viable plan and won't backfire at all. Back at the manor, Cash and Julian talk of the impending war.
I'll keep the peace between the clans. Just keep your gangrel in check.
The Brujah will force this war, and you won't have a choice. It'll be on their terms. Let us choose the time. You hate them as much as I do, and you're strong. You have Archon and the Toreador, and you have me.
He makes some good points, but Julian notes something else happened. And then Cash tells him about him and Sasha, and he wants to embrace her. You know, I'll give it to you for being honest, but probably not the right time. And we're at the paper. God, I'm getting whiplash from all these scene changes. And Caitlin is talking about an epidemic of kids at a hospital who are showing up malnourished and anemic. Julian recognizes the attending doctor as a Kindred. To make a long story short, too late. Julian sends Deeds be creeping, tosses Doctor in the furnace, takes a boy home as a party favor. By the way, that little boy is Emil Hirsch of Speed Racer and Bonnie and Clyde fame. Anyway, the kid is dying of incurable plot disease. Julian finds out. Let me speed up the conversation for you. Can I keep him? No. Please? No. Pretty please? Deeds takes him back. Aw, man. This is pretty much the other major plot line, and it is lame. Well, I suppose we should be thankful. At least Deeds is only kidnapping this time and not stalking anyone. Wait a minute. Back at Haven, Sasha has come to confront Julian, and Lily happens to be there too. She explains that she loves Cash, and she doesn't know what their deal is, but she knows it's something, and she wants in. To put the period on the sentence with this. Now that's how you show respect to a prince.
Sounds to me like she just joined the family.
And you just had to ruin it, didn't you, Lily? This is why I don't let you speak on this show. Julian finds Cash and tells him that he will allow him to embrace her. Now, just look at his expression. Seriously, he doesn't say a word for the entire scene. This is why I love Cash and Sasha. The enormity of what Julian just said is rendering him speechless. The exact, perfect reaction. And if you think this is actually going to happen...
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Cash returns to the secret hideaway, only to find the Brujah there, and they're already draining Sasha. So much for the Gangrel's secret tree fort of love. They hold Cash back as one of Eddie's men embraces Sasha, making her a Brujah. Cash is powerless to stop it, and a confused Sasha leaves with the Brujah. The weight of this scene is the only good part of the series. You actually feel the horror that Cash is going through as he's watching Sasha be embraced, and Sasha's desperation as she's trying to fight against her attacker. There's a reason why I'm trying to gloss over everything with the other plot line in today's episode, because I'm trying to give all of the screen time I can to this part, because this is literally the best it's gonna get. Anyway, back at the manor, Archon senses a disturbance in the force. He and Julian say something unimportant, and Cash bursts in, yelling about Julian not wanting war with the Brujah. Julian tells him to mind his tongue, and then he drops the other shoe.
Sasha is embraced by Brujah.
And it's go time. Julian tells Eddie that this is too far and that there will be consequences. Eddie counters with why should he have to ask permission to fill his ranks? Because the prince says so. Julian says, give him Sasha and the one that embraced her, or it's all going down. Lily tries to comfort Julian, and she actually shows some compassion as she pledges to use her clan to help Julian find Sasha. Who would have thought? Back at the plot we don't care about, Frank gets called in. They find Vamp Doc's bones and Masquerade Breach, I guess? There's no other point to this. Back at the man cave, Julian asks Deeds for his clan support in the upcoming war. Deeds says that the Nosferatu don't spill their blood for any clan or principle. Then Julian counters by pointing out that he's kept young Speed Racer here. Deeds still ain't buying it, so Julian tells him that he has to take the kid back. Deeds takes him back and cries, I guess. Back at Haven. They didn't look outside. They didn't look outside. These vampires suck at their jobs. Anyway, Cash drives up and steals Sasha away. He checks on her state of being. She says she feels lost and empty, and Cash is angry at what happened. He explains to her about being kindred and...
You gotta go through the change. We all went through it. It's terrible. I know.
This is what Julian is.
He's the prince. Your prince. You're kindred now. A world different than human. Now you're Brujah clan. My enemies.
You and me? Enemies?
You can't fight it. Brujah clan and Gangrel clan have always been enemies.
But I still love you.
Their blood is in you. How long can you love a Gangrel?
I don't know, but I love you now. Cash. Hold me. I'm scared.
No jokes, no snark. This is just simply a good scene. Back at Haven. I'm sorry. Did you guys really just not look outside? Moving on. Julian, Archon, and Lily talk about the war, and Lily's back to being a bitch. Next. Back. Somewhere. The hell are we? Sasha's feeling the hunger and is freaking out. Cash, not wanting her to be in pain, offers her his blood. They share one last moment.
I can hate you.
I don't know.
Then she gives in to the hunger. Back at the hospital. Okay, let's make this quick. Frank talks, the kid no-sells, he sees Deeds while Frank is macking on Caitlin, runs off. Frank follows, gets jumped, Sonny has to reveal himself. Before Frank can freak out, Sonny uses Forgetful Mind and wipes the last 10 minutes from his brain. Can it make me forget this entire series? Back at... Who cares? Julian and Caitlin have a scene. It means nothing. Next. Back at the hospital... We're here again. Deeds gives Speed Racer the cure to plot disease and leaves. Back at... Oh, come on. Weren't you two just together? You know what?
Nope.
And we're about to have a rumble. Eddie leads the Brujah, and Julian, Sonny, and Archon lead the gang grill? Wait, are these supposed to be Ventru? So, let me get this straight. The Anarchist clan looks like a bunch of stockbrokers, and the Lawyer clan looks like a bunch of bikers. Is it too much to ask for a little continuity? I think not. Sasha, Cash, and Lily show up from the convenient plot door. And with the actual gang grill. Sasha offers to go with Eddie and stop the war. Eddie pulls arms and...
Whee! What a predicament!
But they don't have long, as Deeds be creepin' with his entire clan. The rest of the Brujah, they say to hell with it, and they just leave Eddie and a few stragglers behind to take their chances. Deeds pledges their support to Julian, and only asks for one thing. The guy that embraced Sasha. It goes as you would expect. Julian and Sasha share a moment, and then it's off to the beach, where they dump Eddie out to burn in the plot-convenient sunlight. Eddie begs Julian to show mercy, and Julian replies,
You exist only because I allow it.
and that is how a prince puts you in his place. He forces Eddie to crawl into the trunk to live, and so our episode ends. Where do I even start with this video? You know what? I know exactly where to start. Sasha and Cash. Throughout the entirety of the series, their story is the only thing that is constant and interesting about it. Cash manages to capture Sasha's heart in a completely believable way, and he doesn't do it with stalking. And at no point does Sasha seem like she's just there to be his prop, like Lily, Caitlin, and the throwaway singer NPC from last episode. You really believe they are in love. You care when they are ripped apart. You really believe that Cash's heart is breaking when he gets her back. Hell, even Sasha and Julian's relationship becomes more believable in this episode as he finally steps up to act like a prince. I could give you a summary of the other parts, but this episode is about Sasha and about Cash. The only real people who matter in this series. Well, at least to me. Wrap up time. I give Kindred the Embraced, Episode 4, Romeo and Juliet, 3 Superman punches
Get ready to call it Superman Punch!
out of 5. I'm your boy Kami, and I'm gonna go read some Shakespeare. Hey everyone, it's Kami and Cinder here. We just wanted to take another minute at the end of the video to remind you that next weekend we're going to be walking in the Walk Out of the Darkness for...
The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
That would be the one.
Yep.
We are going to be... It's going to be September 13th, but they're happening all over the United States. So we're going to include a link to the website down below. You know, click on the website, see what's going on in your neighborhood. If you know somebody who's walking, if you want to walk, donate to them.
Yeah, if you click on our link, you can support our team by donating money, just a few dollars. Anything helps. You can share our page to help us get the word out. Or if you'd like to walk in with us or walk in one of your local community walks, you can do that. Just search for a walk in your neighborhood, punch in your zip code, and it'll show you everything that's going on. They go all the way through November, I think. It's a great charity. You know, all the money goes straight to the benefits, and they support, you know, awareness for suicide prevention, mental health services, and services for survivors too, which Chris and I are. So by all means, please help out at whatever you can. Anything helps.
Thank you very much, and hopefully check out the links.